In a world where extraterrestrial beings are treated as outcasts, a government agent finds himself unexpectedly transformed into one of them. Forced to live in a segregated district known as District 9, he must confront his own prejudices and fight for his humanity as he unravels the dark secrets behind the government's ruthless treatment of the alien refugees. This is how it all started. It's 1982, and a giant alien spaceship arrives on Earth and floats over Johannesburg, South Africa. It took 3 months for humans to start investigating and to get on the ship, where they find over 1 million population of aliens called prawns. Most of them are malnourished and ill. They are later assessed as apparently being all workers, whose leaders are mysteriously gone. The theory suggests that the entire leadership of the alien population has been wiped out by a disease that had spread through the ship. The South African government officials will decide to relocate the arrivals into a terrestrial camp called District 9. But over the years, this place will become a real slum, and citizens will constantly complain that the aliens are filthy and often ignorant lawbreakers who are taking their resources. 28 years later, the patience of the government officials over the alien situation is over, so the district is left to control by a private company named Multinational United, or MNU, which is not interested in the aliens' welfare, but to succeed in the idea to make the aliens' sophisticated weapons work with humans. The company wasn't successful so far, and all the previous attempts were failures. The process asks for the presence of alien DNA in the genetic structure of the user. The huge weapon manufacturer now gets an order to relocate the alien population to a new camp 200 kilometers from Johannesburg, and Wikus van der Merwe is a main MNU operative who will have to lead the operation. He is a son-in-law of the MNU executive Piet Smit, who actually appoints him for this process. Wikus has help from private security forces who are working for the company, and the challenge is to relocate over 1.8 million aliens to a new camp called District 10. In the meantime, one of the aliens named Christopher Johnson, together with his son CJ and his friend Paul, are looking into the garbage dump in the district, trying to find alien fuel, which they need to synthesize enough to complete Christopher's plan. As they smash that like and subscribe button, as they finally finish, Wikus appears at Paul's shack to bring them the relocation notice, but he also sees the container with the fuel, and while trying to confiscate it, he accidentally sprays some of it on his face. After this incident, Paul is shot by Cobus Ventnor, one of the MNU's cruel mercenaries. The black liquid that hit Wikus's face will start transforming him into an alien, and just a short time after the exposure, his body starts to change. His left hand becomes a claw just like one of the prawn aliens. However, nobody notices his claw hand at first, as it is wrapped in bandages and put in a cast. But after having various symptoms like headaches, nose bleeding, and losing his fingernails, but mostly after losing consciousness during the celebration party for his promotion, he is taken into a hospital where his prawn claw is finally discovered. The tensions between the aliens and the humans come to a head, and Wikus is taken into custody in an MNU lab. Why? Well, the company sees an opportunity in his accident. He will go through a series of different tests and experiments, and the most important one is to find out if he will be able to make the aliens' weapons functional. For this purpose, Wikus' father-in-law orders his body to be vivisected and harvested for its properties before he fully transforms into an alien. But Wikus is a tough guy and manages to overcome the lab personnel and escape. While he's on the run and Cobus is trying to reach him, the television broadcast spreads the story that he is a wanted fugitive who has contracted a contagious disease by copulating with aliens, and his wife Tanya finds out. He is forced to seek shelter inside District 9, where the next day, the evidence of the transformation becomes much more obvious. Wikus now has the urge to eat cat food just like the aliens. But after the meal, he realizes what is really happening to him and decides to cut off the claw arm. He gets a call from his wife, but MNU is monitoring, and they find out his location. And remember Christopher Johnson? Yes, the same alien who created the device that infected Wikus. Well, Wikus is now hiding in his shack. Even though at first Christopher is hostile towards Wikus, he then agrees to help him to reverse the transformation. The only way to bring him back to normal is to get Wikus to the mothership that is hovering over the city. But to do this, Christopher still needs the alien fuel which Wikus confiscated before. So first, Wikus will manage to steal some alien weapons from a Nigerian gang, another group who also lives in District 9, and then, together with Christopher, will attack the MNU to collect the needed fuel and get on the mother alien ship. So, Wikus has another deadly enemy after him right now, and just like the MNU, the Nigerians will go ahead and hunt him. Although, the one thing that will make him angry the most is when Christopher tells him that the curing process for reverse transformation could take up to 3 years to complete. Furious about hearing this, Wikus knocks Christopher, who falls down unconscious and powers up the ship by himself. And as we said, both MNU mercenaries and the Nigerian gang are trying to hunt him, but they are also fighting each other. We already know why the MNU wants him, and on the other hand, the Nigerians believe that if they eat his alien arm, they will have the same power he has. But while trying to get away, Wikus' shuttle is hit by the MNU, and he falls back in District 9. The Nigerians get the advantage when they manage to capture Wikus, but just a few seconds before they chop off his arm, Christopher's son CJ steps up and manages to gain control of the mechanized battlesuit from the Crest shuttle. Little CJ now frees Wikus, who enters the battlesuit and defends Christopher, but his power soon comes to an end as he is shot by heavy fire and falls down. He is now forced to separate from Christopher and his son, who return to the shuttle, but give a promise to Wikus that they will return in 3 years to help him. Knocked to the ground, Wikus sees his alien friends leaving with the shuttle and connecting with their mothership. Right after they leave, Wikus is shot again, this time in the back, and this will leave him without the walker suit, which ejects after the critical damage. He is once again trying to get away from the mercenaries, but Cobus Ventnor will quickly catch him. And just before he shoots him, many aliens appear from the slum and tear him up to pieces and eat the soldier. Just like at the beginning, the movie ends with another series of interviews and news broadcasts, which shows what humans think about the events that occurred. There is also an interview with Wikus' wife Tanya, who reveals she found a rose made of metal in front of her door. Even though everybody told her that it couldn't be Wikus who left the rose, she still has a feeling that he is still out there, alive. The MNU experiments made on the alien population are exposed by Wikus' former trainee, Fundiswa, who is ready to tell everything on a trial. Also, the rest of the aliens are successfully moved to the new camp, called District 10. The movie ends with a scene where an alien with a bandaged left arm and a small blue right eye is making a rose from the metal in the junkyard. This for sure implies that Wikus is still alive, but he is now fully transformed into an alien. He is still waiting for 3 years to pass, when maybe his friend Christopher will make the promised return and help him get back to normal life. And not just him. The whole of humanity is left to speculate whether or not Christopher will return for the rest of the aliens, or will he even return to declare war on Earth? Subscribe for more videos like this, and turn on the notifications so you never miss any of them.